Safari Off-Road Adventure, it's a brand new attraction this season 2026 in Six Flags Great Adventure. So instead of driving your own car into the Wild Safari Park, you can now, within the Park of Great Adventure, can wait in line and get on one of these off-road vehicles. So I have done this twice now during opening weekend and the weekend after. So I'm gonna take you guys along with the ride with me on the ride, and I'm combining both trips into this video because the sequences are not the same and the animals we saw were not the same because the first weekend, the opening weekend I went, it was so cold, so a lot of animals didn't come out. So this time, the second time I went was warmer, so I saw more animals, except the wait time was 3 hours instead of only like 15-20 minutes during the opening weekend. But I still stood in line, so why don't you join me?
Our driver today is Remy. Everybody say hi. All right. So, as we exit the station, I just want to go over a couple little ground rules. You're allowed to take lots of photos and videos. Please do. Be careful not to. Hiya. All right. So, over here on the right side of the truck, right side, left side of the truck. I can't tell my right from my left up here. Still learning. We have a whole bunch of different animals all on the edge. You see the Nilgai. The word translates as blue cow. He's from Pakistan and India. And right now, because he is a revered animal, he's a bit invasive. The population has exploded in those regions, but we do have several out there. They have stripy black and white gypsies. There's our black buck on this side. Saw some on the other side as well. There's two more up ahead. We'll talk about the men. That's the giant horned lizard dags, also known as Barbary sheep that come from the Atlas Mountains. And they're noted for climbing up and down very, very, very steep cliffs. Alright? Well, I guess I can see more of those later as well. So over here on the left side of the truck, we have the Roosevelt elk. Roosevelt elk are the largest of the elk breeds in the Americas. They weigh in at approximately 1,400 pounds. These beauties were named for Theodore Roosevelt, who was the 26th president of the United States. He's also known as the father of conservation, as he started many of our national parks. He's one of the reasons we have parks like this in our nation. They're beautiful animals, aren't they? So gorgeous. Now these are females. They do not have their antlers right now. Females don't get antlers, males do, so that's how you can tell them apart. The males are starting to grow their little antlers for this season, and then at the end of the season, they lose their antlers. We also have a beautiful bison. The American bison is the national mammal, also known as the buffalo. Same animal. So if you're like buffalo and someone else said bison, you're both right. They stand between 5.5 and 6 feet tall at the shoulder. They run 35 miles an hour. That gets so thick in the winter that snow will pack on top and slowly steam off. When they're born, they're small and they're orange, roughly 30 pounds. I call them my little buffalo wings. And around the age of 6, 7 months, they start to change over to the brown color of their adult parents. They have what's called true horns. Those horns are part of their bone structure and will not come off like antlers. Antlers fall off, horns do not. These are fallow deer. They come from Europe and Asia. They were brought over by the European settlers as a common game animal. I guess we didn't have enough to hunt here. I don't know. But these beautiful animals, they will keep their spots throughout their life, which is really cool. One of them is white. She's leucistic. She lacks pigment in her fur. But she does have blue eyes, so we know she's not a rhino. Let's just see some of our llama. Over here. Yes, quite surprising. So the llama come from Peru. They are pack animals. They live in South America.
We're going to see the elephants. So coming up on our left, once we make it up this little bend, we are going to see all those beautiful matriarchs, or our females. These gals are all females. A matriarch means that it has a head woman in charge, and she's going to kind of take care of the whole crew. Our elephants are beautiful creatures. They like to cover themselves in mud or dirt to try to use as natural sign.
Once the one that might have come out, but who knows? Never can tell with those elephants. There's one standing back there, I think. Saw one earlier. We also see some of our ostriches, another member of rat-type family. These are large flightless birds. They stand about 9 feet tall. The males are black, the females are bright colored. They have 2 toes. They can run on a short distance sprint about 43 miles an hour, making them the fastest thing on 2 legs. They can also, on a longer journey, run about 31 miles an hour pretty steadily. They lay eggs that are approximately 3 pounds, the equivalent of 24 chicken eggs.
Coming up on our left side too, they're hiding along the gate line as we continue on through, but that's okay. So these guys are rat types. They are one of 3 flightless birds that we do have in the park, but there are 4 total in the rat type family. So we have our rayas, the ostrich, and then we are lucky enough to also have the emu here at our park, which we will see as we continue on to all the sections. Our ostrich are going to be our biggest pests. They're going to be in almost every section because they are able to roam free. They are going to be coached for the ivory in the tusk. Much like a horn, their tusk will never regrow. And similar to you being right or left-handed, they're going to be right or left tusk. So you'll see the smaller tusk or the more worn down one is typically their more used tusk. An elephant's trunk is super duper strong. It has over 40,000 muscles in it. That trunk is going to be used for everything, whether it's eating, drinking, lifting, or to use as a snorkel if you're underwater. Our elephants have beautifully shaped ears. Their ears are shaped similar to the continent of Africa, which is where they get their name, the African elephant. As we make our way around the bend, we're going to look up on our left side. Right side, you're right. And we're going to see our rhinos. Our rhinos have those very cool horns. These are the only species with horns that can regrow. Their horns are made out of keratin based on what they're rubbing it on and what they're grabbing. Their horns are also all like fingerprints, so they're going to be different shapes, and you can see all of our horns kind of have different angles too. Our group of rhinos is called a crash, which is my favorite fact. I love all of their group names. As we do make our way around, we got some ostriches in jail. Our darker ostriches are going to be the black ones, those are females. And the
Cool, right? Over here we have a crash of rhinoceros. Yes, that's what you call a group of rhinos. A crash. Fittingly so, because they have poor eyesight and they tend to bump into things. They have designer horns, which is what attracts poachers, sadly. Those designer horns are made of keratin, which is the same thing your hair and fingernails are made of. You can trim them ever so slightly, and they will breed. So anyway, Asian water buffalo are common cattle throughout Asia, and they love the water. This section of the park has a lot of water. You can see a lot of little watering holes. They spend 60% of their life in the water. So that's why. They smelt the water in here. They can smell it from 5 miles. They smelt the water and they said, over there. We kept asking, so we finally gave it.
Water. On our right side, we're going to have our water buffalo. Swimmers, they're going to spend a majority of their time in the water. That's going to be the main place you ever find them. Yeah. And we are going to be sneaking our way in.
Next section, we're going to go into the wild plains. Check out that statue, guys. Isn't that cool?
Be known for their butts. Their butts have a beautiful white circle along them, which is where they get the name the ellipsis or ellipses. These guys are going to secrete an oil, a viscous substance, which is going to coat them entirely and make them waterproof. That waterproofing also makes them extremely smelly, but it also attracts all the boys. It makes all the girls smell so pretty to everyone that they like. We do have our bees at work hiding in the back. They are where the unicorn came from. Their horns, they used to think that they would only have one since they do not regrow. We got a little bit better view of our ellipsis water buck on either side. And we have our white bearded gnu on the left. They are also known as the blue wildebeest due to that bluish coloration in their skin.
Our animals have legs and they wander. It's pretty cool.
10 to 15 stripes along their body. What losers? Anyway, I didn't call them. As we do make our way in, our first animal all the way to our right is going to be our red Ankole cattle. The red Ankole, favorite time to tell everyone, don't touch them. They can touch you, but you cannot touch them back. They can do anything, but you can't do nothing. So my friends, our giraffes are called reticulated giraffes. They get that name from this shape of their spots. These guys are their height. All of our female giraffes are going to give birth standing just the way they are. They're going to drop their baby right from them 6 feet to the ground. And the baby is then expanded, and the males are going to have that bump or that hump.
And those are true horns, just like our buffalo. They will not lose those horns. Alright, so we've got these little toasted coconuts down here. And those toasted coconuts are called scimitar horned oryxes. Like their cousin, the beast of oryx, they can raise their body temperature and they have very, very efficient kidney system. However, back in 2000, they were declared extinct. You're looking at an extinct animal. Now, they took 25 of them that were in captivity, and they reintroduced them into the wild on the plains in Chad, which is a country in East Africa, in 2016. Today, there's over 600 of them in the wild, and the numbers are climbing, so it's a great comeback story. We also have the Watusi cattle, and the Watusi cattle are named for the Tutsi people of Africa, also known as the red Ankole cattle. They're a sign of wealth. The more you have, the wealthier you are. They have 6-foot bands on those horns, just like our longhorns. They have hollow horns with blood vessels that run through it. Those blood vessels cool down the blood as it re-enters the body of the beast, keeping them nice and cool on the hot days. And of course, our crowd legs are the reason all of us grab their camera. The giraffe, right? We love giraffe. They're so cute. Even our little babies, right? So the male giraffe stands about 19 feet tall, the female about 16 feet tall. They have 7-foot long necks and 7 vertebrae in the neck, just like you and I. Their necks are way bigger though. Their legs are 6 feet long, and that's important because mama gives birth standing up. Gnu. That white bearded gnu has an efficiency rating that is much higher than ours. So when we eat, our bodies turn our food into chemical energy, and then we can utilize that energy for things like running, walking, etc. They participate in the Great Migration where they go thousands of miles across Africa with thousands of other animals in giant herds. You can see from outer space. So if you want to look it up on YouTube, go for it. So that's our our gnu. Then we have the beast of oryx over here as well. They go through about 200 ounces of water in the course of the day on the trunk of the middle of summer, and I don't get used to water because my body needs that water. Along the edge, I see an amazing animal. You see it back there, that orange animal? That is my favorite. That's the bongo. At the time, they may go as much as 2 weeks without any water. So to help them beat the heat and to keep from utilizing so much water, their kidneys are super efficient. I haven't used the bathroom, but except for using the water for a while, that'd be pretty cool, right? Make car trips a lot easier for everybody. They can also raise their body temperature to 116 degrees, so the air around them feels nice and cool and they're not that thirsty.
Very beautiful beards, which is kind of how they differentiate from some of our other animals. And our white-tailed gnu. Our white-tailed gnu is going to have a very cool mohawk, and they're going to be able to identify them by that white tail. These guys are also known as the black wildebeest. On our right, we do have one lone guy hiding over here. Our sable antelope are going to be on our left. These guys are super strong. In terms of fight or flight, they like to fight. They
Lives in the edgelands. So during the day he's in the forest hiding. He's the largest antelope. At night he comes out and finds the salt licks, and we don't know too much about them except makes them smell horrendous and deters predators. Again, it attracts a mate. So there to go. More of our little black buck. So our black buck males specifically have horns that have a triple twist to them and ridges. Okay. Sadly though, we're losing our giraffe at a rate of 56% every 10 years. It's called a silent extinction event. Our grand zebra. They're hanging out in the backstage today. They're coming out. They're very unique. Every one of them has a unique set of stripes. Sunset Spa and Resort. It's a mandatory 2-night stay if you choose to stay there. Anywhere from 2 to 8 people can sleep in these cabins. They're full amenities with heating, air conditioning, kitchenettes, sitting areas, beautiful beds, and of course a gorgeous view all day long. And if you're a guest there, you get to feed the giraffe by hand. Isn't that fun? And we're going to cross into the Serengeti. Let me see all those heads. Who here has seen The Lion King? Any one of them, I don't care which version. Okay, that's the Serengeti. It's dry, it's inhospitable, it's hot. Humans don't like it, but all of these animals do. So we have the Udads from the Atlas Mountains, really cool Barbary sheep. They have pupils that are rectangular. They close into little slits to help them block out the light. The male's horns are thick, close together. They butt heads a lot. They can climb up and down cliffs and sides of buildings like it's nothing. We also have the black wildebeest. The black wildebeest is also known as the white-tailed gnu. They can hybridize with their cousins, which is why we keep them apart. They're the only animals in the animal kingdom that have horns that jump forward before curling backward. They do not participate in the Great Migration like their cousins, as they are significantly smaller. However, they are nomadic and they do wander around and following the food supply. So that's kind of an interesting little bit. And a lot of black bucks, and you can see the top hooves on those males. Those are adult males. The older the male, the darker his top hoof. And of course, more of our ostriches.
ostriches, she's that beautiful beret color. And then we do have some addicts hiding in the back. They're going to be those beautiful white guys hiding all the way in their pen. These guys are endangered, similar to a lot of our animals, unfortunately. There's only around 90 or so of them in the wild today. Yeah. We're going to see a few more udads. Our udads are everywhere. They're just showing off their beautiful hair for you guys. On the left, we do have some male ostriches. They're going to be those dark black. And we even have an ostrich egg. So on the left, coming up by the male that is sitting on the ground, we have 2 eggs behind him. Those eggs weigh around 3 pounds each. They are massive. As the baby is born, it will then be growing at 1 foot a month until it reaches full size. They are very quick growers. Ostriches are going to be very dominant when it turns to male and female.
side of the truck, just up ahead, we see the sable antelope. The sable antelope starts off life, it becomes a dark sable. Now, they have horns that grow to 5 feet in length. And honestly, they're really cool. These guys will square off with a lion. They'll look that lion dead in the eye, and they'll say, bring it. And when that lion charges at them, they scoop that lion up with those horns. Middle, there was a male ostrich hanging out with it earlier. A lot of times they'll roll them around, push them. Yeah, it's a lion, that's right, I forgot. So lions are lazy Leos. You ever hear, anybody born in August? Called lazy Leo. Yeah. So lions they sleep a lot. The males will sleep 20 hours, the females as much as 18 hours. There. There's going to be more on the opposite side of the truck as well. So we got them on both. So they go out hunting. They have a 25% success rate. So that means every 4 trips to the grocery store, Mom brings home food only once. The males eat first, then the females, then the babies. That's the order. And they will perch on as much as 30 to 70 pounds of food at a time because they don't know when they're going to get to eating it. So they stuff themselves silly and then relax. You can hear a lion roar up to 5 miles away. Aren't they really cute? They're so pretty. The darker the mane, or the darker the body of the lion, the oldest means if you remove them from the ecosystem falls apart. And we're in Black Bear Ridge where things are a lot happier. Nothing's dying here, so that's good. Now, black bears come from North America. We live in North America. Males, they're adept at climbing trees. And Mama over here on the right side has her 2 cubs. The cubs are about a year old now. Cubs will live with their parents, their mother specifically, for approximately 2 to 3 years, while she teaches them what is safe to eat and what is not, how to defend themselves. But sometimes you come across.
So it looks like we have a big cluster of guys over here. So on our right side, we're going to see more of our black bucks. Once again, we're going to have those corkscrew.
You'll know that they're males. They have antlers. The females do not have antlers. They do keep their spots throughout their lifetime. And generally speaking, antlers do fall off at the end of the season. It's good. Some of them are a little darker than others. We call those melanistic. Just meaning that they have extra melanin in their fur.
Themselves the wrong way on the tree. So you can differentiate our males from those females by those very big 5-point antlers. Oh, you lost one. On our left, we're going to have our common eland. Common eland is one of the larger antelope species. They have those beautiful white stripes along their back, which help them camouflage in the grasslands. Unlike their colors suggest, they are very good at hiding in the grass because the white breaks up all their body to make it look like they are not one large animal. We got some more over here on the right. And we're going to be heading into Terra Ursus, which is our brown bear ridge. So our brown bears are going to be the bigger bear compared to our black bear.
They have flat paws and sharp claws and a large muscle between their shoulder blades. They use that muscle and those flat paws to help them flip giant rocks, roll logs, and to dig. Right? They are opportunistic omnivores. Unlike the black bear that are very different. These guys are kind of young. But they are capable and they do eat most. They're also a lot of fun to watch. We counted them last year, there was over 25 of them. I had one of my little kids on the truck count them for me because they were all lined up ready to eat. So one counted on this side, one counted on the playing across logs. You'll see them wrestling, swimming in the water, sometimes lounging by the hot tub that's up here. And of course, wandering around looking for vegetation. A lot of times they'll find berries, and they do come in all shades of brown. So you got this little blonde one, And he's got some that are really, really dark. They're eating a protein powder that's left behind by the rangers. It's a supplement that allows them to reconstruct. Now, I'm just being honest. I'm telling them. I'm not saying anything. So they show up. And even though they don't hibernate, we do something from hibernation, gives birth, teaches the baby how to hum to stimulate milk production, and then goes back to sleep while baby nurses until the spring. When she wakes up, takes the baby out and shows the baby to the world. So this is our friend Stim. He's hanging out today near the front. He was saying hi to us earlier.
Whenever they can get their mouth on and around, they're happy to eat. Coming up on our left side, we got two bears in a tree. KASSING. But these guys are fantastic climbers due to the shapes of their paws and their nails. Love to climb. So you're going to see a lot of their big trees are nicely covered with wires so that they can beautiful bears. The brown bear is very brown. So our brown bear is going to be light brown, dark brown, but no other color. Over on the left, we're going to see our first bear. He's in his own little section. And then we do have, of course, more bears coming up everywhere. In this section, to the left. To the left, friends. I don't see him, but I know you can. Hello there! So, the baby's hiding in. Oh, the mom's going to get him! The mom's going to get him! Stop it. I'll let him. But I love him. As you can tell, we like baby season. Lucky for us, baby season is typically when the park is open. Typically in the spring, right during the rainy season, is when a lot of animals will give birth. So in this section, again, we are with the brown bears. These guys are going to be fantastic at digging. They use their claws and their flat feet to be able to get nice and deep inside of the ground. We got two wrestling to the left, if anyone wants to check them out. Are they wrestling? Are they kissing? I don't know.
I think they're mating.
New Jersey Wildlife, we'll try to get your garbage in. So we want to make sure that everything's secure. So these bears are very cool because they don't need to hibernate. Unlike most bears give birth. They'll wake up briefly, give birth, and go right back to bed. And the baby will then nurse on its own on the mom by making kind of like a humming noise. Otherwise, the mom will wake up and kind of see what's up. To the left, we're going to see our last bear. He's hiding right by his bears. He's sleeping in the water. And then we do have some on the right hiding behind the trees. They're walking. They're making their way. We're going to say goodbye to our last gate guard in this section.
We got to see the rhea in the Americas. We got to see the ostrich in the African sections, and of course here in Australia we have the emu. Now, those emus are the only birds on the planet that have a true calf muscle. They stand about 6 feet tall. They do not fly. Their wings are so small from non-use. They just sit there. They have little tiny claw in the end. They're useless. Right? They have 3 very, very sharp toes. And they have the distinction of being in the movies. Emerald in color and also very difficult to break into. Over here we have the red kangaroo. The red kangaroo stands as a male 6 feet tall with a 3-foot long tail as a school bus. And he's a red rusty color. The females are a little bit smaller, very capable of running and jumping, hopping and jumping just like the males, but they are a little bit smaller. Right? A female can have care of 3 different jellies, which are the babies. You can have one hatch about the size of a chickpea. He climbs from the base of the tail up into the pouch, latches on for about 6 months. She creates 2 flights.
So as we go across our boat, fuse together so that they cannot do anything but hop. So that is why they're always seen hopping. Gentlemen are from one litter, so they spent their entire lives together. So typically in tigers, they are extremely strong. They are known as predators and carnivores, so they're going to eat only meat. To avoid any aggression within any of our animals, we do all already dead feeding. So still raw diet, but already dead. We do not do any are nice and happy. That also reduces the animal from hurting them back. You wouldn't think about it.
Which is why these five are so special. About 3 years ago, our mama gave birth to 5 cubs. Mamas usually only have 2 to 3 cubs max. Ours had 5. She had 4 boys and a girl. They don't know they're not supposed to live together, so we're enjoying this kind, peaceful interaction that we have with them. So there they are. Across the street are the parents and some cousins and siblings and stuff. See some of them today as well. Yeah, they are apex predators. They are actually a triple threat. They can run, they can climb, and they can swim. Top of the heap. So the question is if you have such a capable animal, why are there so few of them left in the world? There's only 350 out in the wild and about 600 in captivity. They're critically endangered. Okay. Now, on the back of their ears, they have spots called them false ID, and they don't attack. So that kind of deters those predators. They also use them as directionals by turning them and flipping them.
Our beautiful ladies and gentlemen are able to do VIPs, where you're able to get a little bit closer to the encounter by getting.
As always, I know that you could have done many other things instead of clicking on my video half hour ago. So I really appreciate you choosing me. And if you like my vibe, I hope that you subscribe. See you next time. Bye.